Today I wanted to discuss something that I've never publicly admitted to before, and that is that when I was in high school I had an eating disorder. My friends at the time were not stupid. I'm sure they knew that I had one. I thought I was fooling myself at the time. Basically what happened was my senior year of high school, I started getting a lot of stomach pain all the time, and I decided that the best way to avoid that was to not eat at all. So I developed this habit of eating very little every day. My routine would go like this. I would go to school. When we had our lunch period at school, I would eat an apple. People would call me out on it, and they would ask why I wasn't eating more, and I basically told them that, I got a lot of stomach aches and it was just easier if I just ate when I was at home. That way I could get through my school day. And so I kind of convinced them that I was eating at home, and then when I was at home I wouldn't eat at all. I pretty much would, for dinner I would have a piece of toast. So that was my big thing that I would eat. I don't even know how many calories that is, but I would eat an apple and a piece of toast every day. And I did this for almost a year. Basically at that point in my life, my parents were separated at that point in time, so we were pretty much on our own for dinner. We could fix our own meals, so I guess my mom just wasn't really aware that I wasn't eating. My younger brother definitely knew what was going on, but he didn't really know how he could stop me. So this continued for a long period of time, basically my entire senior year of high school. And really, I think when people discuss eating disorders, what they don't realize, at least for me, was that this was never about food. It was about gaining a sense of control, and because things in my life were the way they were at that point in time, with my parents separated and they officially divorced a year later, things were in chaos in our household, and I wasn't feeling challenged at school, and I really was just looking very forward to going off to college and studying the things that I wanted to study. So high school was a little meh, and I just kind of felt trapped in my life, like I was just going through this routine of just getting through each day, and the only thing I felt like I had a strong sense of control over was the fact that I wasn't eating. So I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's how it is. And unfortunately, my boyfriend at the time, I believe he also had an eating disorder. Neither one of us was really eating anything healthy. And when we went off to prom, most people would go out to dinner before they would go to prom. We collectively agreed that we were not doing that. We were not going to eat. So that's the way both of us were, which was probably not a great influence to have on each other. And then I got stomach flu at one point during the year when I was already, at a very low weight. And I remember thinking to myself that I might actually die. And that was kind of eye-opening. After that illness wore off, I actually went to my younger brother and I said to him, I think I'm dangerously low weight. And he was like, yes, you are. And I said, I need to get help. And he was like, yes. So the two of us went to my mom and finally confessed that something was wrong. And she took me to the doctor, and I don't know that they did a whole lot. I think they gave me a medication for a condition that they called stomach migraines. Because they told them that when I did eat, I would feel sick. So they put me on something in the hopes that I would start eating again. And I got a little bit better, but really things didn't get a whole lot better until I did go off to college. And then once I felt more in control of my life, things got a lot better. People talk about gaining the freshman 15, and for me that was kind of a necessary thing to do. I did gain weight when I went off to school, but in my case it was kind of a good thing. And then, like I said, I was just happier in general, so I did start eating better again. And it's scary to admit, but at my lowest weight, I got down to 86 pounds, which is just so scary to even say. And it's a scary mindset, and I just hope that, that it's not anything that I ever go back to. And the truth is that after I had my miscarriages, I really lost this sense of control again in my life, because it was something I had no control over. And I knew at that point that I could have slipped back, but instead I kind of did the opposite. I started overeating at that point. And when I was going through infertility treatments, of course, they were telling me not to exercise and just to lay low. They were pretty much like, just watch TV, read a book, don't exercise. We don't, I was what was considered high risk at the time, so they, didn't want me doing anything that might sabotage our efforts. So I did start eating more, and I was moving less, so that was when I started ballooning up. It's kind of sad that I've been on both ends of things. I've been unhealthy skinny, I've been unhealthy overweight, and to now kind of get to this point where I'm in the middle and I'm right where I should be. Of course, it's exciting for me to be on this journey, and I hope that I can inspire others to eat well nutritionally. But it is a balance, and I've been on both sides of things, so that's where I am today, is trying to just stay somewhere in the middle at a healthy weight, just lean muscle, and work towards living a healthier lifestyle and a healthier mindset, where I'm not relying on trying to gain control of my life with food.